But they answered it, but not really, huh? We know what they have. Full swing and full death. Man, this works so perfectly, I love it. And we have perfectly 1 mana for the boots. The perfect Viper is here, and this will dish out so much damage. I'm sad this is going so well. Let's go Viper, show them who's the best Viper of Standard. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we have Day of the Rottenmouth Viper, one of the coolest cards in Standard, and I think we found a home for this little Viper, because this thrives in the decks that have a lot of small permanents, so you can sacrifice them and of course get the maximum value for the, discount effect. And this Dimir bounce is the perfect candidate, because first you have the great early game with bouncing Hopeless Nightmare, just bouncing everything, all the Sirens and Talents are 2 for 1, we also added Case of Stash Skeleton. It's also 2 permanents for a single card, so that boosts Viper really quickly. So we can deal damage while also setting up the Viper and getting some control over the game. And with the boots that give haste to everything, you can literally play the Viper on one single turn with like 1 or 2 mana, give it haste, and your opponent is forced to pay like 12 life or sacrifice like 3 cards from different reasons, and all of this on top of your board that is already pressuring them so hard. And Hopeless Nightmare is so good to sacrifice because you already got the full value and you even scry after you play the Viper. So I think this will be very fun. It's the perfect shell for our good old friend Viper, and I think you will have a lot of fun with this one. So let's go into games and see how it works. Alright, our opponent is going first. Not perfect, absolutely not perfect. And is that really a control deck? Feels like it. Feels like it. So we go with the talent because it dishes out more damage, especially that probably the follow-up will be Case of Stash Skeleton. So we want to make the board. Oh, we are playing... This is interesting. Is that full flash deck? It kinda feels like it. So they will have this Merfolk thing that gets pumped if they play spells on our turn. I think that's the play. Could be interesting, but I still think that they play bounce spells, right? Oh, this is nice. They want to play it now? I probably do. We could kill it, but we don't need to do it on this turn. Let's go for the case and try to push some damage. We're on the draw, but we'll still try to be aggressive. Right? I think we are on the draw. Yeah, because they have already 2 mana. So in this case we can force some reaction maybe. Or just some face damage to start off. Case is pretty decent at pressuring thanks to the menace. It's actually pretty hard to block. And even if they keep 2 blockers, you can always know where to run one of them and keep swinging basically. So they have something, but what can it be? Get Lost. Absolutely love it. Oh my god, they actually help us. This is one of the upsides for this kind of Viper deck. Get Lost is so incredibly popular that, oh man, this is so good. I can already play it, but of course we need to be careful of counter spells. So I think we go with Siren. Oh, I actually don't have an Ant. Oh, that's a big deal. I will attack because they won't block. And let's see if they do something. They are still on the defensive. Really? I'm super tempted to literally not do anything here. I like my Otter, but we have so many plays. If I can keep trading 1 for 1, I'm so happy. And actually we traded better because they used 1 card for the talent. Oh, they have something. And now they need to pump. Do you have to? Because my Otter grows. If they use 2 of them, that might be some problem for them. Like, I'll take this. Man, this was so patient. We forced them into this bad play because we weren't greedy and they got so punished. I think this is close to game over, even though we got absolutely mana screwed here. So we attack first. And I really want the Siren because then we can draw a land. Let's try to go like this. They don't respect the skeleton, so we'll try to make them respect the skeleton. Thank you. Alright, that was exactly why I did this play. And we have the Viper, so Viper will win this game. We just need to be patient and play it when they are fully tapped. Let's go Fear of Isolation. That means we can attack. We have this town ain't big enough at all times, but we don't have great targets for it yet. They will probably play something at the end step, huh? I'm not sure if they run counters, but it's actually hard to know. So we will play Fear of Isolation, get removal back, because this is fully creature-based deck, as we can see from Shard Mage Rescue. You don't play this card if you don't want to protect creatures. Even Interrupter, that's fine, that's fine. The most important part of this turn was drawing a land. Like, I'll be honest, this was the main thing. So we will take it. We can kill the Interrupter, that means we don't pay the tax on Fear of Isolation, so I don't think it will change too much. And they still have mana open, so I cannot play the Viper into it, because I have better plays. Let's go. I hope for a land. If that's a land, I will be so happy. You know what? It's not a land, but I can take it. I can take it. I think we go just with the skeleton, because they might still have protection spell. They take the damage, absolutely fine. They need to start doing stuff, and when we set up the boots, moment they tap, they die, because we play the Viper with everything we equip, and we go for so much damage there. 10, they cannot, like, they have to sacrifice cards then. I will go for this and see if there's reaction. We have to be mana efficient here. We have to be mana efficient, especially that we are getting doubled with mana. See? They are waiting with those counter spells. They have them. Alright. I think it's another Siren. If I play the boots, we set up the Viper a little bit better, and we pump the Otter, which is super nice. Alright, I'll go with it. This is pretty... It's both setup and synergy at the same time. And 5 damage is something they don't really want to take right now. And they don't even know that the main threat is still in the hand. And I will try to win the game without it, but this is like our guarantee that we are getting the win. 5 damage, sure, go for it. Only 3 cards for the next turn. So we will take the case and something from them. I could also go for the Siren, which is so tempting here. Alright, I'm going with the Siren because I need those lands. Like, we are so hardcore mana screwed that like it's actually a bit hard to play our game plan here. And I still don't know if they have the thing. Let's pump it to 2-2. So everything is at least 2-2 and it can trade for Interrupter. So therefore, oh no, they will know. Now they will know. Oh, that gives them full information what is going on. I'm not super happy, but I cannot take second Viper. Like, this is your like top end. You need one and just go, you know, full crazy. And this was the card I expected. I thought that they are not playing it at the end step because they still want some reaction. And they got rid of their counter spell, so it's not great for them. Like, we'll try to pressure them so they tap. When they tap, it's Viper. But until then, we are just, you know, not caring about it. I think we swing. They're so low they need to react. They're so slow they need to react. Even if I lose Otter, I'm fine with it. They have one creature, which means that they don't have a way to get rid of the skeleton. We can see how much it is doing. Alright. And they want to already go to blockers. They don't want to block skeleton here, probably. I think I'll take it. As long as they trade 1-for-1, I'm fine with it. Because look at our cards. Like, we can play next 7 turns from this hand. And this is interesting. Man, Kaito is pretty good here. I'm not gonna lie. But it doesn't have menace and it's easier to answer. So I think we are just okay with it. Like, honestly. We'll lose Otter, but we are killing the Mastermind. And we are dealing enough damage so they are pressured super hard right now. And we go Siren. Because I still want to draw my lands. That's the whole game plan. I'm trying to draw my lands. In this case, I should play Siren first and go for the boots. But the problem is I really wanted this. And this was a threat that we were, you know, preparing basically. I think I think that it's fear of no. Let's keep reaction. We don't want to go all in here. Errant and Giada. That's the reason why. No, my friend. They're not playing like this. You like bouncing our fears of isolation? We like bouncing your Errant and Giada. They can play it main phase, but that means they have like 2 or 3 mana to make the whole turn basically. And as you can see, they don't want to. Alright, is this the time? Is this the time we can go Siren because it's super cheap? I'll be honest, with this setup we can put so much pressure, but I still think we go with the Viper. Let's go. 1, 2. Then it costs 4 mana. We need to sacrifice 1 more. And we want to pressure them enough. Perfect. Let's go Viper. So of course they need to, like first step, they need to have a counter spell. Second, they need to remove this all on the same turn. Even inter... easy. Absolutely easy for them, sure. Alright. So we can trade against both of them. I'll take it. Go my skeleton. Go. This is a 4 straight. They need to go 2 for 1, which means that we get no tax on any of our spells, which is actually pretty nice. That also means we can go Fear of Isolation on this turn. And I think I will go with a land. Because we don't have 1 in the hand, so we can just play it. So we keep the pressure. And we also have Kaito, so if they play 1 creature and tap everything, like, they answered Viper, but it cost them so much that now they're in an even worse spot. And let's go for this one, so we have some choice, basically. 0 mana Viper? Don't mind if I do. I can literally play it for 0 mana? Oh my god, this is so good! That they answered it, but not really, huh? And they're dead to the Viper, and now we go for the boots. They still need, even if they have the perfect answer, it doesn't matter. And here's the lethal we wanted. And 2 counters, we know what they have. Full swing and full death. This works so perfectly, I love it. Right, this is pretty nice, because we have Hopeless Nightmare into some pressure or some removal, so we should be able to get some good value. And Get Out is absolutely amazing. We don't have mana to cast it, but we'll get it at some point. So this will be our late game value, you know, the two drop, the late game value. Alright, so we will start with Hopeless Nightmare, and probably we want the Case of Stash Skeleton. We can always go for the solve, the case thing. Mono black midrange, probably with Annex. Alright. Here's our second blue mana, and let's go with the case. It's pretty nice because they don't really want to remove this. And then we wait, probably. We can even try to sacrifice this to try to hit something better that isn't a land. I think on 3 lands we can kinda play the game. We don't need to draw more. Like, we need to draw some value cards. This is actually perfect, because normally it will hit your nowhere to run, but if you have 2, it goes around stuff. I think they will get rid of Get Out. But yeah, because it can counter Annex, and I think they might have Annex right now. Which is kinda wild. Yeah, I mean, we attack, of course. I'm a little bit scared because I think the next turn is Annex. And I actually have the counterplay, but it was taken from me. So that means we will actually have to play against the Annex. Yeah, they will play a land and Annex after the combat phase, and they are going for this play. Let's go. We want to kill them, so it's actually important to keep them low. So we don't want them to live game. And of course they would attack with the bat. So this is our card back, but now they can play land into Annex. If they have it. The only question is, are they good enough to have this in the hand? Like, there are a lot of cards right now in Standard that are very straightforward to play. The only question is, do you have them? Because if they do, if you do, you just play it. It's easy decision that always gets you ahead. So now this is interesting. I would love to have Boots, man. We can counter a spell and they know about it, so that's kinda okay, I think. I mean, oh, I need blue mana for this. I forgot. Do we really go with the Viper already? I don't really want to go with the Viper already. We can pump damage on this. Then we lose mana in a way. I actually wanted to counter, but I forgot that we only have 2 blue. If I go Viper, they will just remove it and pass the turn. I don't need those cards, you know, I think it's okay. I can sacrifice all of this. This is pretty decent, just for tempo play basically. And they still, you know, get damage. They don't really want to sacrifice stuff. Do we care about Siren? Siren is not the worst, but it's also not the best. I think we need better cards than this. Like, we need talent, this kind of stuff. Man, if we had Boots, that would be so perfect. They can discard cards because of course they get insane value from Annex. Viper will die. We are sacrificing non damage permanents basically, so we can push more damage. And they go back to 12. If they kill Viper, probably to 10. Oh, they took the damage. No way. That should mean that they have all the answers perfectly. Maybe they have a lot of removal. Duress, sure. They know about our hand, so if they duress, that means they know exactly what will hurt them. Slasher. That means we get... No, come on. Oh man, this is something. You own. I think... Do you think they have Bloodletter? Okay, I will go for this. Like, we know what they will do. But I think it's worth it. They are actually allowing us second attack because they think they have full control over the game. Let's check if they really have it. Down to 2. Bruh? 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 You sure about this play? Oh no, the paid actor is back. What is this? They actually didn't discard cards. They had to mess up. Alright, we are going first, and let's see this. I mean, it's okay. It's okay. We don't have 1-drops, which is painful always. We can set up Boots though, so there's something. There's something. On turn 2, it's probably Case, unless they force us to remove something super annoying like Llanowar Elves, for example, huh? Llanowar Elves. How do we do it? I really want to kill this. Like, you don't want them to ramp so quickly. I still think it's worth it. The problem is that if they ramp into something, there is a chance it will be too big for nowhere to run to remove. And even if not, they keep getting extra mana every turn, so don't really want, you know, to give them this power. I think, okay, do we go with the Viper? Man, this deck can actually die to Viper. I don't think we can play it on this turn, right? So, okay. I think I know. We'll literally try to win with Viper. We're just going absolutely all in. We could go for the Viper already, but we can do it on the next turn even easier without sacrificing like everything. Oh, and I guess we would have to sacrifice Boots. So I think this is good enough. They will be probably tapping out like crazy because this is an aggro deck. And that means they... Oh man, this Viper will destroy them. Like, it will actually completely destroy them. They think they are winning in the race. Well, let's prove them wrong. Right, how much do I need to sacrifice? This will pain a little bit, or hurt. Right, and if we sacrifice this, it's 4 mana discount, right? So it's 2 mana, perfect for the Boots. And we still have this. Yeah, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. And we have perfectly 1 mana for the Boots. The perfect Viper is here. And this will dish out so much damage that, I mean, they need to start sacrificing stuff. And they cannot even sacrifice this, because then the skeleton hits easier. So it actually makes a difference a little bit. Now they have some hard decisions in front of them. And they won't be... Oh, they actually sacrificed it? I'm sad. This is going so well. Let's go, Viper. Show them who's the best Viper of Standard. And they need to sacrifice now 2 cards, or take 8 damage, and they are taking 9 damage anyway. So they are literally dead on the next turn, and this is so good. And it's even worth it, so even if they have the answer, it will cost them the full turn, basically. And let's see, I think they will discard 2 cards, to be absolutely honest. I don't think they even want to take damage at this point. But that will lower their power in the board. So let's see. Well, there are some hard decisions here. You can feel the pain of, no, I like my cards. Why do I have to discard them? Because you are playing again. What? Okay. All right. Our opponent is just going for the kill. They have 7 damage in the board. Alright, they will. Oh, the life gain. The life gain is brutal. Shelter by Ghost. A pretty good card that is basically 2 cards baked into one to make sure that it's always played in every deck with white and creatures. And it's an extremely strong card. Up to 6, this is definitely a problem, but can we kill them? We play the land. We can go for the case, deal 4 damage already. Can we deal more? No, we deal 5. Man, they are literally 1 damage out of lethal. Literally 1 damage. I still need to go for it. Like, we need to push them. Man, I think we'll miss this game by a single point of damage because how insane the Shelter by Ghost is. Do we want to re-equip? No, not really. We can hit again on the next turn with more damage. We basically add 2 damage, but I think the squire can go super high, and I think we actually will lose at 1. Oh man, this was so close. It was so, oh, okay, sorry, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that I'm playing against the Master of Magic that has 50% of all Shelter by Ghost in top 12 cards. I mean, the card is pretty darn good. Oh boy, 0 creatures, huh? 0 creatures, and on the draw. We achieved the impossible. With 4 lander, by the way. Alright, I'm super happy that my opponent is at least trying to trade cards, because my cards are so weak right now, that I'm absolutely loving the trade. And we will have to play the whole early game out of bouncing and removing stuff, but with Boots we can actually get back into the racing game very quickly. So that's the reason I don't like, I mind this hand, but it's playable. You can win with this. It depends, of course, on the cards from the top. But I mean, most games do. So 4 cards. We are both trading card for card, but we actually have more cards. All right, so they're going for the same play, kinda. All right. I think we might actually get rid of the Boots because I don't have Viper right now. Let's go for this. We definitely know where to run. There is a chance, so I think first I discard Boots, second I actually discard the land. We will try to play this on 2 mana if we have to. And I get rid of this because if they bounce it in some way, they are getting so much, nightmare value. We cannot allow this. We need to keep them in check, so their synergies are broken. I'm sorry, Boots. I really like you, but I cannot discard the land, and those cards are super crucial for this. If we go Hopeless Nightmare into this town and big enough, like, man, we get them to 0 so quickly. Alright, I mean, I guess we will play the whole game out of this. So, Hopeless Nightmare, we will discard the Reef, protect this town ain't big enough from whatever they have, and then try to catch them at 2 cards and basically get them into full top deck mode, and then whoever draws better cards from the top will win. That's the strategy. Because we kinda need to reset with this hand, like, I still didn't draw a single creature or single, like, Kaito, Viper, anything basically. So I need to play basically as a control deck right now. This is scary. Oh, this is very scary. If they discarded it, that means they have more. Which means that we won't get them easily to this. Oh, okay. They might play a land, so they will have 3 cards. They play a land, it's 2 cards. They go with this, but we are not killing it, so they are not bouncing it back. All right, let's see the play. Okay, this is okay. This is fine. I actually don't have this town name big enough, at least now in the graveyard. All right. There might be a chance. There might be a chance. A nice draw. Let's go. They know what will happen. They know what will happen. And let's see the counterplay. Yep, here it comes. I knew they have it. But they can save only 1 card. I think it might be talent for the infinite loop. Alright, I mean, I'll take it. We're trading and we are dealing quite a lot of damage. And I think with Reef we can actually try to go for lethal out of lands. You know what? I kinda am okay with the situation, especially with the map token. We either pump Siren for faster lethals. Oh, they can pump. This is you know, bearable, but it's a little bit faster damage than I expected. Scavenger is really good hit. It's basically amplified, and they're splitting. Alright, so they're not going even for the fast kill. That's fine. And this is a good draw. This is actually a pretty good draw. So let's try to hit a land and see what happens. Alright. I'm sold. I'm absolutely sold on this one. We go for the talent, of course. We swing. Because we need them to be as low as possible. And can the Viper win the mirror? And break them finally. This one card that they just drew, is probably the most important card of the whole game. Scavenger, not good enough. Not good enough. This is a decent draw, but not here. Yeah, they cannot attack here. You know what? To be fair, they should, because we actually want permanence for the Viper. Let's go. Let's go, Viper. I believe in you. 3. That means it costs 3 mana. You know what? That means we can actually just go like this. We pay 4. And our opponent can sacrifice the Nightmare, so the first sacrifice is free. Oh my god, no. I guess I could take one for the Reef, but come on, those are better cards. Perfect. And this, I don't think we need this one. Just this down ain't big enough is good enough. They will sacrifice the Nightmare and Scry too, so this, the first sacrifice is good for them, but they still do one card. No way. Why? It's just pure value if you sacrifice it. I mean, I'll take it. I absolutely will take it. We can go with the Otter to prevent their synergy. I'll take it. Yeah, they don't really want to block this. And I don't think there will be easy draw that kills us. Okay, so they literally bank the whole game on this one random card. They should really get rid of the Hopeless Nightmare. Yep, see, they are not now doing it. You can just sacrifice it because it's not part of the effect. The whole effect for 3 mana is that you lose the card. That's it. The passive is that gives the Scry, not the 3 mana effect. So you can just sacrifice it to everything and it's always good value. Alright, we're going first, which is absolutely amazing. I have to say, this is such a good hand on the play, because we not only open with Siren, it will pain us a little bit to go for our game plan, but on the play we should be even good against red decks, because we will always be a little bit ahead with like removal and stuff. I would love to play this on the next turn, so let's see the matchup, if there's a chance for it. If not, we might even attack with Siren, and then play Fear of Isolation. Oh, they don't want to show their colors, huh? This should be some mono black with Annex, or something with Annex, I would guess. So for this reason, I think we attack with... No. What is there to... It's bad. I will play like this. Because all we care about is Kaito. If we can get this into the board, we should be super fair. I tell you, whenever you see Sanctuary, the best quality of this card is that it's a demon. And that's usually why it is played. So here's the removal. We'll play a land and just casually attack, because nothing bad can ever happen. Oh yes, they allowed it. No blocks, no win. Man, this was huge. If they remove this Siren, because they have removal right now, I think we'll see lack of priority right now. Unless it's nowhere to run. Oh, no, it's Edict. Alright. I got scared for a second. So, we surveil. We absolutely need some lands and some interactions. This is such a great card. I mean, I'll take both. I actually take both. What about the Reef? You know what? I think we have luxury that we can just take the cards we like. Alright, I got really scared for the Edict for a moment, but I think it's nowhere to run, because they still had the priority on 2 mana, they cannot target a creature, and I told you, like, no block, no win. They needed to kill Siren and they didn't because they went greedy. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this crazy Dimir day, and I have to say, Rottenmouth Viper is one of my favorite cards in Standard. Like, for some reason it's just so fun to play this card, and I think it's also nice design because your opponent has different ways to solve this. You know, when there is a mouse hitting your face, you don't have a lot of decisions to make, you just take the damage. Here you actually can force your opponent to make some tough choices, and we have seen them in today's games. Like they made the wrong ones. One of the opponents, the mono black guy, for sure could play differently, because when you don't discard cards, when you take damage to the face, that means you are 100% certain you can solve the Viper, and they didn't, and they got punished. So you will get some lucky wins in a way because your opponent doesn't know how to play against this card. And I think this is probably the best shell for the Viper. Even when you used it a long time ago, it was similar Dimir deck, and it was like this different 1 mana that creates case and gets some artifact reanimated. And now we have better cards with like Talent, Siren, Fear of Isolation. Case is of course a little bit better on the play and on the aggression. This skeleton kills very quickly, especially with the boots, because you can instantly hit with this. It's so hard to block because of the menace, and it also gets the power pump, so it's 3 damage instantly basically. We don't play Curiosity in this deck because I tried it in the first versions, but I decided that it's just not needed. I think Kaito is the main like mid-game play that you want to make, because it gives you so much room to prepare the battlefield with extra cards, with stunning the creatures that give you trouble, and then you can set up the Viper perfectly. If you have Boots Viper and you can hit on an empty board or tapped board, it's just so clean, man. This is so much damage. And one of the reasons that you need Viper with this kind of shell is that Viper works best if your opponent has little life. Because if they have 20, they will just pay 12 life and ignore it, and then sweep the board or something. But if you have aggressive shell, they are probably like at 8 at this point, and they need to start respecting the Viper and its attacks, and that might force them to even discard removal in some cases, because otherwise they will literally die to this effect. So I think this is a very cool way to play this deck, and there's no room for Curiosity, even though it's actually pretty good with the Viper, because you can sacrifice it and it's going back. But a Viper kinda plays for like 2 or 3 mana usually, so it's actually faster very often than Curiosity, and it gives similar value, but on the other side, it's on the aggression side. So yeah, before we finish the video and all of this, because I think we covered most of the deck, I don't think it's probably like the more competitive than the Esper version, because Esper version with this bounce effects is literally right now by win rate second best deck in Standard, and I think it makes it a little bit more slow, but also way more fun. So this version is definitely my fan favorite. So this is always a question: do you want to have fun and use interesting cards, or you just want wins, in which case you go mono red and nothing else makes sense. So yeah, before we wrap up this one, a huge thank you to our patrons that allow us to make and review all those cool decks for your entertainment. Thank you guys, and I always hope that you are having the same fun every single day. So yeah, I appreciate you being here a lot, and yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and see you tomorrow. With